I met her last year. I spent some time with her. She was, to me at least, she was different. That she was very affectionate, and it didn't seem phony. It seemed real.
Why Thai women date foreigner?
First of all, you cannot deny financial stable.
We spent some time together, like I said, last year, and then I went back to America.
Remind that like not everybody is like a provider or like have a financial stable, but foreigner who wouldn't like it if you can get treated like as a queen or princess.
Then we lost touch for maybe about a month and a half or something like that. And the next thing I know, she got married.
Polite Savages, have you ever heard a story that as soon as the person started getting into it, you absolutely knew it was going to be a wonderful roller coaster ride? Well, strap up, grab your popcorn, because this one right here, oh my goodness, it's a doozy.
And I was in America for like 5 months, but I was in touch with her when I was there. And she's from an area that's like 4 hours outside of Pattaya. She wasn't a big fan of Pattaya when she was here working here.
Of course she's going to tell you she's not a fan of the city, my guy. Why would she tell you she's a fan of a place where she can get unlimited money and unlimited fun and unlimited attention, and you're going to fall for it unlimitedly?
Then we lost touch for maybe about a month and a half or something like that. And the next thing I know, she got married.
I just want to take a quick pause from the action and say, Polite Savages, when everything goes left, you got to assess the situation and bail on out. You don't need to stay here when it costs too much to be in, too much physically, too much mentally, too much emotionally.
I just can't believe that he fell for this, right? Like he broke the 11th commandment, thou shalt not trick. Okay. He broke that commandment and got done dirty because of his decision making. It's no one's fault but
much emotionally. But as we all know, oh, that sweet taste of nectar, that paradise, oh, it'll get you with those rose-colored glasses. And for all the youngsters going there, let me be the uncle that you don't have. Let me be the uncle to tell you the truth, because I used to live in that exact same city. All that glitters ain't gold. Everybody ain't bad, but everybody sure ain't good. So what I'm really telling you is that if you go there, let the buyer beware, and everything's for sale. You dig?
We talked about this man or anything. She married an American, twice her age. I mean, a lot of that happens here, and I've dated people much younger than me. He's like twice her age, an American, and he has money, I guess. What she told me was, she has 2 children, and he was paying for their school, 300,000 baht for private school. He was paying for the apartment and everything else, and he was sending her, because he was traveling back and forth from America to here, sending an allowance, 100,000 baht per month.
100,000 Thai baht a month. At this point, homeboy, what you're supposed to do is say, all right, ma'am, you got this, enjoy the money, walk away, find yourself another person to deal with. But let me guess, this isn't the end of the story, right?
She ended up getting married to the guy 2 or 3 months after meeting him. She might have plans of going to live in America with her children with him, I'm not sure. So I found out about that. I ended up getting back here to Thailand, and we were in touch a lot. She wanted me to move to her hometown because she thought I'd be happier there than in the Pattaya area.
So hold on, let me get this straight. You was in a pseudo relationship with this person. This person meets somebody who's cashing them out $3,000 a month. Never told you about it. This person goes and marries such individual. But now this person has the knowledge of you, the understanding of you to suggest that you move out of a big city into a small town, her small town, because you'd be happier there. Why are you even entertaining this?
Thai women, they only care about money. What do you think about that?
It's a culture. You have to understand the physical of country and culture. We have to look after family, parents. If you work, you have to look after parents, support family, even nephews.
So she kept trying to convince me to come visit her, see what it's like there, to see if I would like to live there. So she was also trying to set me up. The weird thing is, the first time she tried to set me up, she tried to set me up with her mother. I was like, that was a curveball. I would totally feel uncomfortable with that. Forget about the fact that her mother is much older. It's just the fact that I had been with her before physically, and I just, that was weird to me.
So let me get this straight. You meet somebody, she leaves you for a rich man. She wants you to move to her small hometown. And then she has the nerve to tell you, hey, why don't you get with my mother? I know you had to cut her off. Stop talking to her. I know the whole story ends right here, right?
Sure, what were you saying?
It was like maybe a month and a half later, 2 months later, if I had found a Thai girlfriend yet, and I said no. So she wanted to introduce me to her cousin.
Come on now, dog.
Her really close cousin. I guess they grew up in the same house together and stuff like that. So she wanted to introduce me to her cousin, and she sent me a photograph, and then that same day, she put me in touch on WhatsApp with her cousin.
Defense calls timeout. Crazy risk management scenario. Repeat, first down.
So we started talking that day. So she came over and we hung out for like the day. And we had fun. You know, we watched a movie, kissed a little bit. Come on, man. And we just like, there was like a spark and there was some chemistry. With the cousin, not the one that introduced me to her, but the new one, the one I ended up with.
Polite savages.
Don't any of you have the guts to play for blood?
I'm your huckleberry. That's just my game.
Polite savages, boys and girls, it's time for us to really just break it down to the get down and really talk about what it really is. You are who you are when you got there. Now, I can tell you this, I don't know this man's success in the past, and naivete will not get you anywhere when you're traveling the world, because this world is a big, evil place. And yes, there's plenty of nice, wonderful people in Thailand. I have a lot of great friends there. Lived there myself almost 2 years, had a great time. But let me tell you what the real deal is. If you are somebody who automatically looks like a target, then you will be target practice. If you're walking around looking like food, someone's going to come and eat your lunch. The bottom line is this, and I have to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Sometimes the truth is a bitter pill. In the land of smiles and everybody's smiling, sometimes behind that smile is an ice grill. So polite savages, boys and girls, let's make this a teachable moment. You are traveling the world, traveling solo, looking to relocate. What risk assessment have you done? I'm not only talking about the money that you have, I'm talking about your burn rate. I'm talking about how long you can sustain your lifestyle and who you're going to sustain your lifestyle with. Are you going to be involved with somebody? If you're involved with that person, what do they do? What are they bringing to the table? Why have you suspended your beliefs just because you've gone to a different place? Why are you doing things totally differently that has worked for you in the past because you're going to a different place? I understand that it's a different mind state, but you want to keep the good things about your past and bring them with you and leave all the bad things behind. But it seems like you're bringing all the bad things with you and leaving the good things behind. I mean, come on, dog. This lady's gonna offer you up her mother, offer you up her cousin after you've been with her. This is just nasty work, just something that we couldn't deal with. And risk assessment says you need to jettison the whole operation, reset, rethink, rewind, and get with somebody else in a different direction.
Briefly, she works at a restaurant and she works 6 days a week. And she works literally like 12-hour shifts. So basically, go to work sometimes at 8:30, 9 in the morning, and wouldn't get home until 11 o'clock if she came directly. I had the bright idea, and it was not a bright idea at all, of having her move in with me. I thought I was safeguarded because I'm the only one on the lease. So if it didn't work out, I could ask her to leave. And my logic at the time was, at least we'll see each other.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the you think you is?
Now, come on, my guy. Your logic is that maybe you'll see each other. The real logic is that you wanted to have exact control over what this woman was doing. You thought that you could control her. It's the good old-fashioned move in here so I can monitor what you're doing play, so I can make sure that you don't give my cookie away. The bottom line is this: that ain't your cookie, homie, and those cookies gonna go where those cookies want to go and roam free roam. Man, don't you realize you're dealing with a different type of situation? You're trying to turn something into a housewife. You just can't turn into a housewife. You dig?
Basically, she'd get home, take a shower, say 2 words to me, and then unfortunately get on her phone. We don't spend the day off together. I thought it was a little bit weird. She has a friend move her in, help move her in, and I took them to dinner. And this is the first red flag. And I didn't ignore any red flags. I just should have ended it.
No, in any other situation, we would call out any woman who said something of this nature. We would call it cope. We would call it delusion. My guy, if you did not end it after the red flag, you ignored the red flag. You looked at the red flag, you acknowledged the red flag, you went right past the red flag going down the road you were going down to. Thus, you ignored the red flag.
The next day, she actually gets home from work. This is day 2, right, of living together. Gets home from work at like 8 o'clock, which is early, and she goes, I want to go out with my friend.
Come on now, dog.
I didn't want to seem controlling in any way whatsoever. She just like asked me permission, and I said, okay, even though I was a little bit annoyed because, you know, she just moved in.
Come on, man.
She wanted to stay out until like 1, and then I think we agreed. She said she'll be back by midnight, and she got back around midnight that night. But it was a red flag. After that, the next thing that happened was that she said they had some maintenance work that needed to be done at her shop, and that her and a coworker, they would be staying at the shop all night or until the work was done.
You actually believe that?
She would send me pictures of her by the time clock, you know, showing what time it was and that she was actually at work and not doing something else. Right? I never met anyone who had to stay overnight at a restaurant at work because maintenance needed it. And then I was told that she had to go around an hour away from where I live or we live, hour and 5 minutes away or so to do some training at a different location. and she would be gone for 2 nights. I was really highly suspect of
And
her.
this goes far beyond ignoring red flags. This goes far beyond just being a little suspicious. This goes far beyond ignoring that little voice in the back of your mind that tells you that something just ain't right. This is full blown out self-deception. That's right. Edutainment word of the day, self-deception. And this is when you absolutely know something ain't right. When you know something's a lie, but you tell yourself it's okay anyway. You are convincing yourself. You are pleading with yourself, and you are making yourself accept something that you know you shouldn't accept. And when it all comes down to it, you can't be mad at anyone else, because you know why? You did it to yourself.
Got into, you know, a little bit of an argument about it, or just tiny bit of a heated discussion about it. And then she went, and of course, when she was there, this is something that was commonplace with her. Just wouldn't pick up the phone. I tried to video chat her, even when she wasn't at work. Wouldn't pick up the phone. Then she sent me a photograph. Instead of picking up the phone, said she's about to go to bed, and she sends me a photograph of 1/2 of a bed. Like literally 1/2 of a bed. The next thing that happened actually was the following week. This is supposed to be a one-time thing with the training. She got home at 11 o'clock at night, and she tells me that the next morning she has to travel to the same location and cover at that restaurant. Not training, she has to work there because they're short on workers. And that she would be gone for 2 nights.
And homie, you know dang well she had her man on the other side of town who's been cashing her out. And that's just the way it's going down.
But when we were talking about it, she was flip-flopping. You know, she said 3 nights, she said 2 nights. At first she said 2 nights, and then I asked what day you would be back, and ended up being 3, but then she flip-flopped and said no, it'd be 2. So she ended up being gone for 3 nights because that was the original plan. And of course, she doesn't pick up the phone. Respectfully, I should have went, you need to move. Please find something as soon as possible. Give her like a, she got back. And this of course caused a lot of discourse between her and I. A day later, another incident which she did too is, it was her day off. She only had 1 day off per week. It was a Wednesday. So that was the day we were supposed to spend together. So then she wants to have a steak. So I took her to this restaurant that I like a lot. I took her there. I had like fish and chips, and she wanted steak. The dinner ended up costing 2,100 baht with tip. Expensive dinner for Thailand. Her steak was most of it. During the dinner, she informs me that she had some packages delivered to her old room, not our apartment. Her old room, and that she needs to go there to pick up the packages. So I said, okay, I'll go with you. She objected to it, big time. Over and over again.
And I want everybody to listen to me. I want you to just really take this in. You are who you are when you got there. If you're doing the same thing that you were doing at home, you're going to get the same results. If every time you go out and you meet some ladies in the nightclub, you meet some ladies at the shake club, and you're like, man, these people I'm meeting, they're not quality people. It doesn't make a difference if you fly to a different continent. If you go to a nightclub, if you go to a shake club, you're going to meet the same type of people. It's just simple logic. I want to give a shout out to this gentleman for being transparent with his situation so we can all learn from it. And the lesson is this: don't ignore red flags. A red flag here is a red flag there. And if you don't understand the culture before you start dating, try to get a hold of the culture. Take it from somebody who really understands when you're dating cross-culturally, when you're in a different location, when you're working in a different location, and this gentleman is living in a different location, then you really have to understand, you've guessed it, the dynamics of your location.
Do you think there is a huge difference of culture between Thai and the other country?
Yeah, for sure. Like they have like the different culture, really different. And when they get together, sometimes it has this kind of boundary too. Like because like different culture, like Thai never do this one before, foreigner never made this culture before, and sometimes it's a bit different like that.
They're not going to want to deal with you over a white man or even a Korean man or a Japanese man. It's just the way it is. And you can go to channels and they'll show you all these different things, but I bet you any black man showing you him outside walking and women are just all over him, hey black man, oh, how are you? That is going to be in areas like Pattaya or Phuket, maybe.
Thank you for watching the Tip Network. Follow us on all social media outlets and ask yourself one burning question: can you handle the tip? Boom, we're out.
We found true happiness.